What's up guys, Throdown here at Beat Refinery Studios. I'm going to show you how to live sequence drum patterns on the Roland DJ-808 Controller by playing the performance pads into the TRS sequencer. In case you missed my routine showcasing this technique, click right here to check it out. Alright, so first off, I just want to say I really enjoy using this built-in sequencer on the 808, super dope. I kind of treat it like a third deck. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do with this. I mean, you can create on-the-fly drum fills or build-ups. It's really got multiple uses in like party rocking or DJ routine situations. In this routine, I wanted to build like a custom beat just right from the beginning so that I could lay all these other samples and stuff on top of it. So I felt like I wanted a metronome to play along with. You know, there's not a built-in click track with this. And that's a good thing because that sounds weird when you're performing live. So I figured the best way to get around that was to take a cool sound from a song and just set it on a loop, like so. But I also didn't want to just start off like that. It feels a little too static, so I had to kind of give it some scratch flair real quick. I put an echo on. I love echoes, works every time. By the way, in this routine, I have the pitch lock off just to kind of get more of a range. Especially with the pitch control stuff I do later in the video. I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, so pitch lock off, got the echo engaged, like so I can get a little. And then once I'm done with all that, you know, I've actually got the sound already engaged in a loop. The loop is on. So, you know, I start off with the finger drumming, jog wheel scratch, and then I just kind of let it go. Filter it out a little bit. And then I go right into finger drumming. All right, so now I'm gonna lay down a beat on the performance pads and feed it into the TRS sequencer. Couple things I wanna note first. We're going to need to clear one of these pattern slots so that we can put some custom stuff in there. The unit comes with a whole bunch of stock loops and whatnot built into these 16 pattern slots. You know, to access them, you just go to pattern. I'm going to pick 16 right here on the end. You want to hold the clear button and push that slot, and now all of a sudden all the sounds are cleared out so I can do my thing. Also keep in mind, because I'm using deck number 2 as a metronome, you know, I got a sound that I picked on the track that's loaded and have it looped. That's going to act as my metronome. So everything I'm doing on the sequencer, I need to be synced tempo-wise to this deck. So really easy to do that. You just hit the sync button. You're going to see the tempo display on the sequencer match up with the track you got loaded. Finally, we want to start the sequencer playing at the top of the bar. Right, so I got this metronome going. As soon as I engage the metronome, I'm counting bars in my head. And as I was saying before, I do a 4-bar kind of freestyle improv finger drumming intro. And because I just wanted to kind of let loose for a little bit before I get into recording live into the sequencer. And I just wanted to leave room in the routine to start the sequencer at the top of a bar, and then B, engage instant record right before I'm ready to commit this pattern into the sequencer. So that's 2 little things that I got to remember before I go live into the sequencer. So let me show you how that works. I got the metronome going. So now that I got my beat all built up, I got the laser blip sound that I've had looping as my metronome that I then built up the custom drums with on the sequencer. I've had this laser sound going for close to a minute. It served its purpose, super cool and all, but I'm just gonna exit out of it. I'm just gonna cut the loop a couple times in half, low pass filter it out, and then end on an echo. And then I'm going to be left with just the drums that I put down, which is the foundation for me to go in with all these drum pad scratch samples and go into my scratch section. All right, so now I'm in the final section of this routine. I built up the beat, got rid of the click track. Now I just, kind of go in and flex on some scratches and a little bit more like sample pad drumming finesse. What I wanted to touch on here is the pitch control. Again, remember I'm doing this routine with the pitch lock off so that I can utilize, turntablistic sounds. Get like a nice pitch range out of the samples. For this particular routine, I wanted to get a little more dynamic range out of the pitch. So, traditionally, controllers and turntables are going to be set at plus or minus 8% of the BPM, but there's a hardware set of buttons on the controller where you can adjust the size of the pitch control range, plus or minus 8 all the way to plus or minus 16, all the way to plus or minus 50%. You go to the key sync section right here and you hold shift, and you can hit range minus or range plus. So I'm going to put it at plus or minus 16, just to show you what that sounds like. Typically at plus or minus 8%, it's going to be. That wasn't enough for me. I wanted to kind of stretch it out a little more, so I just hold shift, range plus. Now I got. And if you really want to go crazy with it, you got shift, range plus again.
That's my man throwing down.
Thanks for watching, y'all. Be sure to check out the Roland DJ-808 and the other super dope DJ products at Roland.com. Don't forget to click like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.